appointments.
Do you have anything to take down? Come on in.
Great.
You have everything?
Yeah, it's got it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, got it.
All right,
Okay.
have a seat.
Thank you. Hi there.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw you in court the other day. We didn't get
Yeah,
much.
normally, well, we
didn't
don't
have much
normally, because
time.
we have trial set in March. So it's way early to even be having this conversation, to receive what you've got, okay? Because I haven't gotten all the discovery from the state yet.
They told me they sent it to you in December.
I know, but the body cam and the videos as well.
Oh, well, I've got my own cam,
I
just so you
know,
know.
I've looked at all this stuff already. So basically what's gonna come down to is at the trial, you'll be able to testify, we'll show your stuff, they will show their stuff, and we'll let the judge decide what's happening. Okay?
Okay.
Simple as that. Okay?
Did you have a chance to look at the video yourself? No?
I went to your site, this Mark Krasinski or whatever.
Nemchek, yeah.
I mean, you're saying it's over 2 hours long. I have not had
Under
it.
2 hours, yeah.
2 hours, 2 hours under. No, I have not. And I've requested, and they are sending me the police videos, so I can get to those as well as the reports. So, why don't you tell me briefly what happened?
All right, there's a lot of background to it, and you probably deal with a lot of crackpots, right? Let's cut to the chase. But some of the things I'm gonna be talking about in this case are
Let's
gonna.
talk about what happened in this.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. I mean, stick to the facts and stick to the relevant parts of the case. But there are things mentioned at the time and in the video, and that are related to past events.
Okay.
I've been involved in a both a citizen journalist project and a kind of activist project as a result of my identification of a notorious scammer, Mark Nemchek.
Yeah.
Right? He was convicted in New Jersey in 2013 of the so-called 9/11 truck scam. Made national news. It was stolen valor is. It was a scam in which he was pretending to be a Navy SEAL. There's a lot of background, but it's kind of important, and it tells you why I'm doing all this. I was working at the Walgreens on Fremont Street since November of 2022. He was a regular customer, nightly customer, and in April I was able to identify him based on some Islamophobic hate speech written on the back of his vest. These were the same words on the back of the vest and on the front of the vest, emblems of the NYPD, FDNY, and Port Authority of New York and New Jersey that are related to the 9/11 truck scam. I know I'm talking fast, there's a lot of detail, and there's so much background I could give, but the point is that I identified him, and all of these cases stem from that. Essentially, I exposed him. I did a confrontation video the same day that I identified him. I sent it into a retired Navy SEAL called Don Shipley, who in his retirement hunts down stolen valor scumbags. He has a huge website and a huge YouTube following, and that video is on his website, and I sent it to him because in 2011 he blew up the 9/11 truck scam and exposed him for that. So getting back to this case, the reason and by the way, so if I told you that I was trespassing or trespassed from a bar or something, you would say, well, that's a garden variety trespassing case. Are you aware of where this trespassing?
Fremont substation.
Right. Even though the original report does not make that the criminal complaint there does not state that it's in the substation. It does say 425, but there's other businesses in that station. In the discovery documents and this criminal complaint, there's a number of inaccurate statements. Where to begin? Okay. So I can, obviously a lot of the details I can handle that, and I would, like to do like a kind of unorthodox I mean, you advise me, but I would like to do a lot of the talking myself. In other words,
Chance to make a statement, yeah.
if I'm going to be there with the police at the scene, and by the way, I wanted to ask you, do you think they'll show up and testify at the time? All of them, or because
Whoever's involved.
there are 4 of them named here. One of them, Brewer, is in a number of my videos that are on that site. She was involved in giving a false. Okay. And the reason this cannot be isolated to the incident is because I was there to get answers about past police misconduct. In the discovery here, it says, quote, Jonathan began to rant and ramble. Nothing could be further from the truth. And everything I say, I know it's going to sound crazy, okay, but many people have thought that in person and online until they look at the evidence. One of the things I was there to get answers on was an incident on July 29th. I was on Fremont Street. I happened to be doing a TikTok live related to the Nemchik story when I was suddenly swarmed by 8 to 10 police officers who grabbed me and put me in handcuffs when I was doing nothing wrong at all. That is also on video. Brewer and another now detective called Ballinger, I don't know if you have any familiarity with them, but they were involved, and they're on camera about an hour later giving a false incident number. The next day, when I went to the other DTEC police station on 9th and Bonanza and requested details about the reasons for the handcuffing, well, they wouldn't give me any details at the time, and the next day they would not give me any details, but they basically confirmed that, yeah, that's not a real number. That is one out of many, many, many incidents of police misconduct. I'm going to be blunt about that. Now, what's the big picture here? Mark Nemchik was convicted of felony, even though in New Jersey they don't use the word felony, called indictable offenses. Theft by deception, commonly called fraud, sentenced in 2014. All right, he came to Las Vegas in 2016 and started up a new version of the scam I just mentioned, which I could go into great detail about. But the point is, his main place of operations, it is a fascinating story, by the way, and like I said, it made national news. And this will, too. I would bet my bottom dollar on it. The point is that he started up a version of that scam on Fremont Street in 2016. I technically had been living in Vegas since 2015, but I was driving a truck for most of that time. And the point is that when I say police misconduct, you'll ask, well, what's their motivation? This is going to sound crazy again, but it's a cover-up. The police do not want it to be known that he was under their noses. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that. Although a great deal of evidence points to the fact that they were working in collusion with him for those many years. The most damning evidence of that is that I was physically assaulted by his thugs while wearing a sign called my Beware of Mark Nemchik sign on my back.
Let's say all this is true.
And
when we get to this day, and you're in the police department, and you're in the substation for about 3 hours, correct? And they told you to leave.
Yeah.
Not to trespass. They trespassed you.
It's not that simple, though.
Okay, tell me why that's not that simple.
All right, if you watch the video, you hear the officer, or the sergeant, Duke. He says, you have 1 minute to leave.
Okay.
At that point, I'm sitting down, and I have another large sign on a pole, which says, no stolen valor, and it's crossed out with an American flag at the top. That is in the station. So when he says you have 1 minute to leave or I'm going to arrest you, I then exit, and this is all in the video. I walk out of the door. I then turn around. I say, I'm leaving, or I'm out, and now, quote, I'm out, and now I'm back in. And that is within the 1 minute that he verbally gave
What about
me.
during the course of the 3 hours though that they told you to leave?
What about it?
Well, if they tell you to leave, you need to leave.
But you've got to watch the video and you've got to know the background. I had legitimate business.
Right.
There's another point.
They addressed the business. I'm telling you what
They did not.
Okay, how did they not when an officer tells you, Officer Crosby advised Jonathan many times that we are familiar with your other incidences. If you don't leave, you're going to have to.
And that's one of the points that's not accurate because
And
they,
that's what the trial is for.
at one point, they say, also, this is why the video is so important, and there's an evidence of police misconduct. There's one
Let me
point,
ask you where your video is then, because what I have here is,
I sent the link by email.
there's a couple of links here. There's a link to YouTube channel exposing Mark.
Let me check that.
Most organized and completed my social media accounts. Facebook, Mark. Citizens Information, News Report, Mark. Of particular relevance is the link to an unlisted video of all my video of that day.
Yeah.
Which is the 2 hours, okay?
That's the full video. Inside,
Okay.
it starts when I'm walking
I put this
to
in
the
and
station.
There's nothing there, so I need, if you have a video, you can download.
The link is not there.
What I need you to do is download that to a thumb drive if we're going to use it for court, because they're not going to be able to access this. It has to be.
I tried that link as recently
Okay,
as
but what I'm
today.
saying is, in order to go to Kate, I need it downloaded to a thumb drive.
I can get you a thumb drive of it, yeah, but
Perfect. That's what I need, because if we're going to use it in court, they're not going to be able to access this. So I need a thumb drive. And
Okay.
I'm going to use that as evidence. Okay. So I'm going to need that on a thumb drive, and then I've also requested the officer's video. So what this is all going to go ahead.
your question was about why is it they told me to leave.
Yeah.
So besides the fact that I said I'm out, and I turn around and I say now I'm back in, and that's when he grabs me and handcuffs me.
Why would you say I'm out now and back in?
Because it was in the 1 minute, and my sign was still inside, as was my backpack. So I was coming to retrieve my property.
So
Also,
you've read the report though, right?
yes.
Okay, so it says here that.
Also in the video when
Hold on. You were sitting in the lobby for almost 3 hours after completing a crime report for unrelated incidents, and what we talked about. When the report was finished, he began to rant and ramble, which you take issue with. Other related incidents.
watch it for yourself.
Okay, just hold on for a second. Crosby advised many times that if he continued to refuse to leave, he would be subject to arrest. Then he wanted to speak to the supervisor. Supervisor came along, Sergeant Duke, and advised you that your complaint was addressed, the report was already taken, and you needed to leave the premises. You continued to rant about corrupt officers and detectives. Sergeant Duke then advised Jonathan multiple times to leave, due to having been here for 3 hours, you no longer have business complete, and you continue to refuse. That's what the problem is.
Well, I did not get what I came there to get, which was answers to. Well, obviously, I was filing the new report against a man called Sanchez, who worked for Arcadia Security. And this statement is referring to that. You see at the bottom there, this incident number? It says, trespassed from the same property on 6/22. Now, guess what? That's a bold-faced lie.
Okay. So when we get the cops on the stand, we'll ask them about
That property is the Walgreens, and that is 495.
So what we will do is, in the trial, we will ask them, hold on. At the trial, we'll ask the cops about that.
And that is the very same incident that I was there to report.
Okay. So that's what trials are for. At the trial, we'll have the cop on the stand under oath. We'll ask them about that. We'll ask them about the inconsistencies. You then will have an opportunity under oath to take the stand and explain to the judge why this is an inaccuracy. And the judge will then, at that point, make a decision.
I also have video of this incident, by the way,
Put it on a thumb drive as well.
which is a incident that and the reason I'm late today is because there's been a major development in the actual investigation of Nimchik, which is much larger than the man himself.
Okay.
But
what I'm concerned with here,
yeah, I know,
is the
but
trespass, not Nimchik, not Walgreens. I'm concerned.
that's why I said this is special case. By the way, I like the Walter White decal on the window.
The case is limited to the facts. At the trial,
Yeah, I
it's
know.
going to be limited to the facts. Were you asked to leave, and did you leave, or did you not leave? That's what this comes down to. The judge is not going to hear about Nimchik and conspiracy theories. He's not.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
Okay, he's not.
It's not a conspiracy theory. Like I
about
said,
that.
you have to look at the evidence
The judge is not
before
gonna
you
look at that evidence.
before you call it a conspiracy
Okay,
theory.
whatever theory. That is not.
There's damning evidence of
Pertinent.
police misconduct within this
I
case.
get it.
All
And
right?
what you could do is file whatever you need to file civilly against them or with internal affairs. But at your
do that.
trial, the issues are going to boil down to one simple fact. Were you there? Were you asked to leave? And did you leave? That's all it's going to come down to.
That's why this is broader, though, because I have filed with IAB, and they kicked it over to CRB,
Okay.
including the case of the handcuffing on Fremont Street on July 29th.
None of that is going to come in at your trial.
That's what I was talking about in the station.
Got it. And we can say,
And
well, I was in the
sa-
station for a purpose.
he's saying he answered my questions
Right.
and we're all
Right.
finished, but he didn't.
Okay.
If you actually know
That's
the
what the trial
background,
is for.
you'll
Did
see
you
why
ask-
he didn't.
Officer, did you answer all those questions? Yes. Did you ask him to leave? Yes. Did he leave? No. Okay, thank you, officer. Now we put you on the stand. We'll have your side of the story. But none of this stuff
Let me-
about stolen valor, none of that is coming in. None of that's coming in. The facts is
What
very
about
simply.
what about the assaults on Fremont Street that detectives dropped and lied
No.
that there was no video when there was?
No, none of that's coming in. What's coming in?
Then why was I asked to leave? If he's
because
saying
they're
I got
saying you
my
were there for
answer,
3 hours.
yes, and I would need many more hours.
Okay, and they're not
than
going to
that.
give it to you, and you can bring that up in civil suit. But when they ask you to leave and you've been trespassed, you must leave. That's what this trial is going to come down
You think
to.
so? How many
I
people?
know so.
How many people have been trespassed and arrested for being in a police station?
Oh, probably quite a few, but I couldn't give you a number.
Really? Because I can't find any in the state of Nevada.
What I'm telling you, I've been in this a very, very long time.
But have you ever? But you've never seen a case of trespassing inside a police
I've
station?
seen thousands of cases when they tell you to leave and you've been trespassed. Yes. Whether it's a police station, a bank, a casino,
Yeah, but they were
or a
probably
private
but they were probably
residence.
drunk people who were making trouble,
No,
right?
no, no.
This is different.
It's anybody. Absolutely anybody.
You have to understand this.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I am convicted, it's a. This for me is a win-win either way.
Okay.
All right.
And we'll see what happens
Because-
at the trial. Absolutely.
If I'm actually convicted of trespassing while I was seeking these answers, that's what I need to get Don Shipley, the Navy SEAL I mentioned before, involved, and to raise the media profile
Then
of
we'll
this.
see what happens on your trial.
And by the way, media is already interested but can't pull the trigger because the state of local media is moribund and national media, which did cover it, let's just say part of the story is the collapse of local media and basically national
Again,
over the
has
past
nothing-
10
has
years since the
nothing-
9/11 truck
okay,
scam.
Has nothing to do with this trial. Media collapse, nothing to do with this trial. This trial has to do with were you trespassed and did you leave, period. Now, if the outcome is you're convicted, you can run with whatever media story you want to run with. Absolutely.
It won't be me at that point.
Okay,
It will
whoever
be
it is,
others.
whoever it is, I don't know. But this comes down to a very simple fact, and that we will decide in the trial date on it.
But here's the issue of the case. Did I have legitimate business or not? And at what
probably did.
and at what point? Because this is unprecedented. Because nobody, as far as I can tell, in the state of Nevada has ever been trespassed and
In
arrested
this case,
for
we'll set
trespassing
precedent. This case will set
inside of a police station.
Then this case will set precedent.
So the question at hand is, at what point? Who decides when the conversation is over?
When they tell you you're trespassing, leave, it's over.
So as a citizen and somebody who's involved in a number of criminal cases that I've been seeking answers to and I cannot get answers to,
Right, so basically.
do police have the right to say, the conversation is over?
Yes. And you're trespassed. They do have that right, yes.
In a police station that my tax dollars pay for?
Absolutely,
Really?
absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, and by the way, when I first walk into the police station in that video, and this entire thing is going to sound stranger than fiction, but this is another bizarre part. The video starts with me walking from my home to the police station, which is about a 10-minute walk. On the way, I see a car accident very close to Fremont Street Experience. It's at the container park. A car rams into a tree, and this is about 7 o'clock in the morning. It backs up, and it speeds off. And that's on video. That's part of the TikTok Live. As soon as I walk into the Fremont Street substation, I tell the officer, I'm here for other things, but I just witnessed a guy ram into a tree, and I got video of it. But if you watch the video, we quickly get on to other things, and I don't show him to it, but he asks me for it.
Okay.
So, how am I asked to leave the police station when I have never actually shown that video? Yes, it is 2 hours later.
Maybe he didn't want to see it.
Well, he did say he wanted to see it.
Maybe he changed his mind.
Well, I still had something to report to them. But the point is this also, my property was still in the station, and number two, Sergeant Duke says, I'm going to arrest you in 1 minute
I got it.
if you don't leave.
I got it.
And within that minute, actually within exactly 15 seconds, I'm arrested. So by his own verbal command,
we will figure it all out on your trial.
and I did leave.
You're not hearing me, right?
No, I am. We'll figure it out at the trial.
Okay?
But you said, why did they, or they asked me to leave and I didn't leave. But I did leave.
And then you came back.
Yeah, I turned around and I came back.
Right.
To get my property,
Okay.
to report, to show the video of the car accident,
Okay.
and I was within the 1 minute
Okay.
that
So
he said
that's
in the
our
video.
defense, and we'll run with that at the trial.
Oh, and by the way, there's the precedent that there's never been anybody trespassing a police station, and my tax dollars paid for it, and I had every right to be there. And considering all the police misconduct and all the cases that I was discussing in that video, which if you actually watch, I know it's a big ask, but
It has nothing to do with your case.
it does though.
It does not.
Also, you mentioned IAB. IAB told me that we're not taking any more reports from you about Nimchik, even if he tries to kill you.
Then bring it up with a sue them. This is not the forum.
I've
This
tried.
court date is not the forum.
I've tried.
Then I don't know.
Nobody
what
wants to
tell
touch
you.
this.
I don't know what to tell you. This is concerned with that one incident in that substation on that date. Period.
Yes, and and that's what I'm concerned with too.
So I will see you on March 5th. Get the download thumb drive to me, and we will use that on the 5th. Okay?
Do you think that any lawyers that you know would be interested in taking this up pro bono?
Well, you can go right down the street is legal aid.
Yeah,
And
I know
up
all
the
that.
street is the state bar. You
Yeah,
can go
I
over first,
know all
so you
that.
can go through them.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
I don't think anybody will take it.
I think they will,
It's
if
fine
I
when
could.
that will, but
I have
we're
been
good.
so busy with.
And I'm busy
Other
too,
parts of it.
and I'm here to defend you on the one case, which we'll do on the 5th. Give me the thumb drive, and we'll see you in court on the 5th, okay?
All right. And by the way, if you do check out my YouTube, one of my videos that's from over 10 years ago is one of the most important. What do they call it? Mashups
Okay.
of Saul Goodman's one-liners, and it's got like 2 million views.
Okay. I'll see you on the 5th. I'm sitting here with the thumb drive ahead of time, and we'll get drop off the...
You're not before the trial. How am I going to?
Got me the thumb drive, I will review it, we'll submit it to the city attorney's office as evidence, and we'll address it on the 5th.
So Are you saying that the next time we'll see each other is
It's
March 5th?
Yes, sir.
But there's a lot to go over.
There really isn't. It's a very simple matter. You get me the video and download the video, we will question the cops on the stand, but I think we'll do it. Okay?
If I come in tomorrow to drop off that thumb drive to you, can we have a...
No, you can drop off the thumb drive, let me take a look at it, and I'll see you on the 5th.
Constitution guarantees me a right to a vigorous defense.
You're gonna get one on the 5th.
I'm feeling like you're not... I mean, we've had a 10-minute, 15-minute meeting, which I'm very grateful to you for. But I don't feel like we've gone over quite as much as
And the difference is, I do, and I think we
possible
need
to
to,
give me a vigorous defense.
we need to contain ourselves, I said, to that day. I understand you've got thousands of things going on out there, the bigger picture, not relevant or germane to your trial.
I would only be talking about the trial.
Yeah.
And this
The trial's gonna be very simple.
trespassing.
Did you go there? Were you told to leave? Did you leave? Did you come back? That's the issues right there. Okay?
But there's quite a bit more to
There
it.
really isn't. You've told me your story. I understand it. And this is where I, as the attorney, have the say on how we proceed in a legal matter. Okay? So I'll see you on the 5th. Drop your thumb drive off and go from there.
I really feel that...
I really do, in my heart of hearts.
That you have enough information to give me a vigorous defense at this point?
Absolutely more than enough information to give you a vigorous defense.
What do you think then are the chances of, what do you think the outcome of the trial would be?
My guess would be the judge is going to hear from both sides and he'll make a decision based on what he believes to be the law.
I would like to hear you say that
I'm not going to tell you you're
win.
guilty. No, I'm not going to tell you that because I don't have a guarantee of that. I'm not going to tell you that, nor will any attorney tell you you're going to win when something is dependent upon the judge's decision. The judge will tell you if you win or you don't. Okay?
I really do feel like we haven't gone over the details
You know what? I'm
enough.
sorry you
If
feel
we
that
walk
way,
into
but
the
we're good.
courtroom on March 5th
Yes.
without going over any more details than we have.
We've gone.
We're not going to be on the same
I'm going
page.
to tell you one last time.
Yeah.
We've gone over the details I need to vigorously defend you in this case. I'm not interested in nunchucks or the rest of the story about.
Nemchuk.
I understand. Okay.
Same as Mark Nemchuk?
I understand. I don't really care what his name is. I don't.
Well, you should.
I shouldn't because it's not germane to your trial.
It
It isn't. We're done. I'll see you on the 5th. Please drop off the thumb drive. Okay?
I'll drop it off tomorrow. Yeah, for
perfect,
sure.
Perfect. Have a good day.
Would you be willing to communicate by email?
No. I will review that and I will see you on March 5th.
Before the trial on March 5th,
Yes.
do you plan to watch the video in full?
Yes. Okay? I'm not going to watch you walking to the police station. I'm going to watch what
That's
happens.
only 10 minutes.
I'm going to watch what happens
That's
inside
only
the
10
police station.
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch the police version of it. Okay? And I'll watch both and we'll submit it. That's why I need it in thumb drive.
And by the way, there's a 10-minute version that's public, which is
Okay.
the 10 minutes
Just
that
drop
lead
off.
up to
Just
the
drop
arrest.
off to me. Okay?
I'm exhausted, Your Honor.
Extremely. Okay?
Imagine how I feel.
I
I've
can
been at
only
this
imagine
for
how you feel.
9 months,
I understand.
and I put my heart and soul into this.
What you put your heart and soul into is a superfluous
It's
theory about what's going on in Las Vegas, which is not germane to what happened in the police station that few hours.
a theory based on overwhelming
Okay,
evidence.
great.
that You haven't looked
Great.
at.
Look at your theory, publish your theory. In the meantime, I'll see you on the 5th.
I have. It's something.
I will see you on the 5th. We're done. Okay? We're done.
All right, so
See you on the 5th.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
.07 p.m. Leaving Kocka's office.